better Wildcat team. 3 of those 5 losses by just a couple points. It's been a really tough year for the Wildcats.
Yeah, problem is now missing so many of those. If we don't lead the Big 12 in drops, I wonder who does. Now Johnson pressured and gets rid of it. Got hit as he threw the ball. Scooped up by Barton. He takes it in, but that's an incomplete pass. I'm certain of it. And they will blow the play dead. John Henry Daly got the pressure in.
Well, communication has been an issue for this Kansas State.
And so Dampier will start with Wayshawn Parker in the backfield. And they'll give it to Parker, a huge hole. Right side run. That's just happening over and over again with the Utah offense.
It is. But Wayshawn Parker's been fantastic as of late. The last 3 games, he's gone over 100 yards from the backfield.
They direct snap it to Parker, who kind of faked a jet sweep off the Wildcat look.
This is a high-flying, potent offense, and it's going to put a lot of stress on Kansas State today.
He's going to give it a little fly sweep action, and beautifully defended by Kansas State. Man, what a play that was in the open field. The tackle for Daniel Cobbs for a big loss.
Well, a big part of this game defensively for Kansas State is going to be the nickelback position. You're going to see it right here with Cobbs, and he has to set the edge. Otherwise, Daniel Bray, who got the foot, forced the 3rd and long.
3rd and 15, which, as good as Utah's offense has been, they're not really equipped for this. Dampier is going to keep it. Dampier trying to bounce it outside. Back into K-State territory. And they were competitive with Texas Tech in Manhattan. So it's not like it's been a totally lost year as they get the ball for the 2nd time now here in Salt Lake City. But the challenge today, Brock, is, and they complete their first pass of this drive.
You have to know where he is at all times.
He's getting into the backfield. That's where he is. Johnson slings it out, and that pass is caught for a 1st down. They called it a catch. 1st and 10 Wildcats, their first down of the game. Jackson in the backfield. He'll get the carry. Bounce it left side, and now a big gain across the 40 to midfield, and still going all the way down to the 30-yard line. For K-State, that's a huge one.
Excellent job by Joe Jackson being patient. He gets the defense to commit inside, and then he bounces it outside with a great jump cut to pick up an explosive gain for Kansas State. This is exactly how Kansas State needed to start the game a week ago on the road against Oklahoma State.
He's going to be louder inside the huddle to make sure his teammates can hear. Handoff and squirting through out into the open field, cutting it back left. Antonio Martin, touchdown. Wow, what a run from the 2nd stringer. 37 yards at Kansas State. I think he might be able to help us this week.
And we saw it on that last play. Rice-Eccles Stadium right now is silenced and in shock. Kansas State up early, 7-zip.
Lane gang, almost like he blocked 3 different guys on one play. A little dump down from Dampier to Wayshawn Parker, the tailback.
Offense by the Utes, and then you see what your offense is doing. We'll see if Utah can answer.
Dampier keeps left side, trying to get around the corner, shoves a defender. My goodness, just tried to bully. The quarterback, who's been so dynamic, is in as a wide receiver, and I think he was in the wrong spot on that formation. So Utah may have outsmarted themselves there. A penalty flag was thrown. Ficklin was moving around. I don't think they were very organized. Rogers leaves the backfield. Bray is in there. Dampier's going to dump it down to Bray with all that quickness. Made one man miss and then falls forward and might have gotten there. I think he did. That was a good job by the true freshman. Dampier trying to scramble. Dampier is going down. Kansas State, and here come penalty flags in. Maybe a late hit.
By not beating yourself, and right now keep an eye at the top of your screen as 52 comes in. I mean, that is just way too easy for the officials. It's not a smart play. It's unnecessary. It's clear as day that Dampier's going down, and now the best pass rusher for Kansas State is more than likely going to be ejected for targeting.
I mean, he definitely launched. I think he's defenseless in that position, isn't he? 45 yards of penalties on this drive alone, and that's going to lead to a touchdown. Bird Ficklin over the right side, the true freshman quarterback, with the first points of the game for the Utes.
Yeah, What an outstanding year Bird Ficklin has had. We talked to his head coach yesterday, said no situation has been too big for the true freshman.
So Avery Johnson and the K-State offense back on the field. Jackson is going to pitch it. A little reverse play with some speed out there. And another good play on the ground. That's Sterling Lockett all the way outside the 40 to the 43.
Well, on the edge, Trey Reynolds, he's going to come from over here at 37. Just gets fooled with the reverse play. You're going to see him try to run down Jackson. Loses sight of the football. Allows for Moss to come back the other way. And right now, offensive coordinator Matt Wells, he's done some really good stuff to kind of control the tempo
for Kansas State already in this first quarter. Johnson back to pass on first down to the left sideline, shows off all that arm strength in his home state with all the pressure that's been put on him over the last couple of years. He will hand it off. No, he kept it, and he gets dragged down on second and short. A big loss. And who else? John Henry Daly, who's been everywhere in the first quarter.
Henry Daly, excellent play off the edge, not taking the bait at all. Just comes flying off the edge. I like Garrett Oakley in the slot for Kansas State.
Pressure comes. Johnson gets rid of it, took a hit, and the throw is caught. Tibbs with the catch across midfield. He'll get the carry and cuts it back, makes a man miss, out into the open again. Jackson inside the 20, another big gain on the ground. Smith Snowden finally tackles him.
This is really impressive by the back right now, Joe Jackson and his offensive line. This is a football team coming into today's game. They've really struggled to run the football with any sort of consistency as of late, and especially to find explosive runs. Already the third explosive run on the day for the Wildcats. Great effort by Jackson.
Johnson under center for first down inside the 15. Martin gets it, and he cuts inside with a nice move.
Well, I'm proud of our guys, man. We're trying to play big boy football here, being able to run the football at them and trying to make this a four-quarter game, and our kids are ready to play today.
Thanks for that.
You bet.
All right, thanks, Stormy. Thanks, Chris. There's some big boy football for you. Touchdown, Avery Johnson. Quarterback Avery Johnson takes it in.
And he put that athleticism on full display. If you account for the quarterback with the defensive end, he's going to make you pay. Utah played man-to-man. Nobody was accounting for the quarterback, just a basic read off that end. If the defensive end hesitates just for a second like Cash Dillon did, Avery Johnson's going to make you pay and get that football to the perimeter.
He has a rushing touchdown already today. He's going to carry it just in the game. And Bird Ficklin inside the 10, down to the 5 or close to it. Every time he touches the ball, something good happens, it seems.
I was going to say, he's just a special football player. A week ago where he delivered a stiff arm. This kid's special.
There he goes again. Ficklin, end zone touchdown. Well, he's only played a handful of snaps in this first half. He's got both of the Utah touchdowns. That one from 6 yards out. This time the true freshman QB.
Well, second touchdown, but he got a couple great blocks. One by Wayshawn Parker and his left guard Togiai.
In their own territory. Johnson, handoff, and they'll get the first down and more. Jackson, there he goes. Nobody's going to catch him. Joe Jackson, touchdown, Kansas State. 66 yards. And in a weird way, the call that went against him, I think helps him. You're describing, they didn't get the call, and this is what the result was.
That's right. Matt Wells has found a chink in this great Utah defense's armor. Right now, K-State is dictating this football game.
The K-State defense has a chance to get a stop. Pressure picked up. Dampier's going over the top left side, and the pass is caught. What a catch and what a pass. J.J. Buchanan, the young tight end. Oh, Dampier much better that time for the big play.
What a throw. What a catch. J.J. Buchanan. He's a tight end, 6'3", 225 pounds. He's matched up.
He's out as a wide receiver on the left side. Dampier takes the snap, bounces it right, turns the corner. Dampier, pylon. Touchdown, Utah. The third quarterback run for a touchdown for Utah in the first half. From the 35. Martin empties the backfield. Avery Johnson is going to take off. Johnson with that great speed. Another big run for Kansas State. There he goes. Johnson inside the 10. Finally shoved out of bounds.
The offensive line does a great job of getting up to the linebacker. And Avery Johnson, he is just too fast. If he gets out in open space, he's going to make you pay.
Wow. 58 more yards on the ground. Going to try to put 3 on the board. Short field goal, just 22 yards, is up and good. So the Wildcats do march at Home Depot College Football Awards show on Friday, December 12th, 7 Eastern on ESPN. Utah's offense back on the field, and here we go again.
Maybe right, because he's throwing it behind your head.
Second down and 4. Play fake. Dampier looking middle, now scrambling. Dampier is going to run and go out of bounds. Short of the first down. And Dampier comes in motion. Ficklin takes the snap. Ficklin with the run. First down, Utah and more. Man, is he hard to tackle. Bird Ficklin, just a true freshman from Muskogee, Oklahoma. And another excellent run, 12 yards on the ground.
18 years old and 200 pounds. But I tell you what, he wanted his team to cut it loose today, and that is certainly what they have done.
Averaging 15 yards a rush. They're getting more here. Jackson out into the open. What a cut. To midfield. Jackson to the 30. To the 20. Touchdown, Kansas State. 80 yards this time.
And your eyes as a linebacker go inside. You can see why there's such a big gaping hole for Kansas State and Joe Jackson. He makes one great cut in the open field. The rest is history.
I mean, more boos. I can't remember the last time I really heard that. It's been a long time here at Rice-Eccles. Incredible. Third down. Dampier looking to throw. Now scrambling. Dampier can't get away. Kansas State sacks him. Back behind midfield. So fourth down coming up. And Kansas State, the clock is stopping here.
Kansas State is called
to do this afternoon. What's your answer, Utah?
Meanwhile, the Utes offense with Dampier giving it to Parker, who cuts it to the left side and gets all the way out to midfield. So a great first play to start the second half from what might be a motivated
with Ryan Davis not being in the game.
Yeah, something's going on with the top Utah receiver. Handoff. Parker bounces it left, cuts middle, tries to leap over the would-be tackler VJ Payne, and gets the first down.
Wow. Is Wayshawn Parker not exciting to watch the football? What an addition to this Utes team, coming over from Washington over for 100+.
It wasn't hurdles, it was like steeplechase. Parker for 12 now, in stride, caught, touchdown, Bentley. And the Utes come roaring out of the locker room to start the second half with a quick strike touchdown drive. That one from 38 yards out.
Well, you're going to see play action initially in the backfield, and then watch what that does to the defenders. They get their eyes in the backfield, and that's why Bentley goes up the sideline.
Now a little jet sweep on the first play of this drive, and Daniel Bray bounces it left side. So the Utah offense, some big plays here early in the second half. Across midfield, a gain of 19.
Well, speaking of electric players, but he also gets some help. Keep an eye on left tackle, 71. You're going to see him pull Caleb Lomu. Excellent block on 28. And then Daniel Bray, the speedster, someone who's really come along as the season has.
They kind of got booed off the field going to the locker room. Now down just 3 with the ball. This one right on target in the turn upfield. Well into Kansas State territory, inside the 35, down to the 30. Nate Johnson, who's made some plays today, 16 yards.
What a timely play call by Jason Beck to do a screen. Kansas State's going to bring legs coming at them from the Utah side.
2nd and 6, and a keeper. That is Ficklin, and Bird Ficklin, touchdown. Just wouldn't be tackled. Utes look like a different team.
No doubt about it. They came out with a new wave of energy here in the second half.
Jackson in the backfield. 3rd and goal. Play fake again. Avery Johnson gets smashed, and they lost a couple of yards. Barton and Hall sandwiched the quarterback. And now it's 4th and goal.
Excellent job by Lander Barton. But if they play zone, that's where you have to be able to run the football in.
Low snap. Johnson throws wide open. Touchdown. Well, they got there quickly. They got the playoff. It almost got blown up because of the bad snap. But exactly what you said. The tight end was wide open. Oakley with the touchdown.
Nobody covers him. That's what I'm saying. When you break the huddle late, you run to the line of scrimmage, and if you're bringing a pressure and playing man behind it, you got to make sure you account for your man. Excellent play design by Matt Wells. Great execution by Avery Johnson, getting that football over the defenders, shouldered the blame, and led this team the right way.
2nd and 10, Utah, and well defended. My goodness. Bray gets wrestled down. Jordan Allen was in there to make a great play for a big loss.
Just great instincts by Allen. Watch how he shoots up the field here. And this is the only way you can stop these jet sweeps by Daniel Bray, because if he...
Johnson of the Wildcats offense back to pass is going to swing it out right side. That's Jackson who gets around the corner. Jackson down the right sideline. Finally out of bounds, but across the 40 out to the 42-yard line. Driving to try to add to their 3-point lead. Johnson's going to throw, and that one was in the air a long time, but it made it there to Garrett Oakley, complete for a gain of 8. Good snap and hold, and that kick is good. So Kansas State, 3rd and 7, Utah. Dampier, design run. Dampier straight ahead, takes a hit. The ball came out, and Kansas State falls on it. He had the first down, the huge hit, and the ball popped out, and the Wildcats come up with a turnover.
What a play by the senior safety, VJ Payne, and comes in with a game-changing play. Gets a shoulder on that football. What a play.
And I think it was Cody Stufflebean who found the ball on the turf, made the recovery. The Utes are now in big trouble. Well, they had the first. They'll shift and hand it to Jackson straight ahead. There goes Jackson. Joe Jackson, an all-time night, into the end zone for another touchdown. 24 more yards. After they take the 2-point conversion try back, first things first, what a night for Joe Jackson. 10-point lead, Kansas State. Utah ball. Under 4 minutes to go. Dampier is going to throw it, and there was no receiver over there. It's incomplete.
Chance at 3 points.
Parker in the backfield. Dampier near midfield. Pump faking. Now throws, and it's caught right near the first down mark by Larry Simmons. Spotted about a half a yard short. And we'll see what Kyle Whittingham wants to do.
No hesitation. Looks like they're going to go for it. How about that play, though, by Larry Simmons? Only his 8th throwing catch.
Well, they are going for it. They will hand it off. Parker right side. Parker breaks a tackle and gets the first down. That was a tough run of just a couple of yards to keep Utah's hopes alive.
Going to be the first offensive lineman taken in the NFL draft this year.
Dampier toward the corner of the end zone and caught. Touchdown, Larry Simmons. What a throw and catch. This game's not over from 20 yards out.
That's what allows that one-on-one matchup outside. Dampier recognizes it. And then just an excellent job of Simmons adjusting to the football in the air on the back shoulder. Beautiful throw, great catch. And Larry Simmons coming up big.
Jackson shifts around in the backfield. They're going to give it to Jackson, and he's got nowhere to go. Another timeout, maybe a couple yards. 3rd down coming up.
Well, if you know Utah football, you know Morgan Scalley's going to bring pressure in the game's biggest moments, and that's exactly what he does.
They need a yard. Dampier with Parker is going to fake it. Dampier straight ahead. There he goes! Dampier inside the 30, to the sideline, inside the 5.
Well, watch what the jet sweep does, and he'll make you pay.
Handoff. Parker gets stuffed, stays on his feet, and now is going to go down. Utah figures they've got the field goal to tie cinched. Parker and Dampier. Parker in motion. Dampier keeps it. Dampier, touchdown, Utah!
To allow Devin Dampier for the big breakout run, and then that's what I mentioned. That's Purnell and Dampier meeting in the hole at the goal line.
Jackson in the backfield alongside Johnson. In to help pass protect. Johnson scrambling. Throws across his body, and it's intercepted! The senior, Lander Barton. And that's going to do it.
Just unbelievable. Lander Barton, number 8, right in the middle of your screen. Just working the zone coverage. Football comes right to him, but he makes a great play. And I mean, that's stuff that Hollywood movies are made of. Like you said, Flem, Lander Barton, a kid that grew up coming to games here at Rice-Eccles Stadium. It's senior night, and he puts the nail in the coffin for Kansas State.
He will never, ever forget that. Neither will Devin Dampier, who's down with Storm. Instead, just an incredible game that the folks here in Salt Lake City are going to be talking about for a long, long time.
Yes, they will. How about that fight and determination by Kyle Whittingham's ball club?